Picture this. You're lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling. In your mind, everything is clear. You see the business finally taking off. You see yourself in the shape you've dreamed of for years. You see your name on the project, the book, the channel, the work that finally proves, I did it. I became who I knew I could be. For a few minutes, it feels real. You can almost touch that future version of you. You swear to yourself, this time I won't mess it up. Tomorrow I start for real. Then days pass, weeks pass, and somehow nothing changes. The plan gets postponed, the project gets buried under urgent little tasks. Your energy leaks into social media, random videos, overeating, overthinking, anything that keeps you busy but not moving. You tell yourself you're tired. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right moment. You tell yourself you'll restart on Monday or next month or next year. And suddenly you look around and realize you are in the same place again. Same excuses, same fears, same feeling that something inside you is quietly pulling you back every time you try to move forward. If that feels uncomfortably familiar, this video is for you. Because what if the real problem is not that you're lazy or undisciplined or not meant for it? What if the real problem is that a hidden part of you is actively sabotaging your progress and doing it because it believes it's saving your life? In this video, we're going to talk about that part. Carl Jung called it the shadow. And until you confront it, your biggest dreams will keep dying in the same place, inside you, before they have any chance to live outside you. Stay with me until the end, because by the time we finish, you'll know why you keep repeating the same patterns of self-sabotage, where those patterns really come from, how to actually talk to this inner saboteur, and how to transform it from your enemy into your ally. Take a deep breath. You're not about to fight the world. You're about to face yourself. Let's start with a very uncomfortable truth. You are not just who you think you are. The you show to the world, your personality, your opinions, your habits, your goals, that's only the visible part, the mask, the conscious I. Beneath that, hidden from your everyday awareness, there's a much larger territory, the unconscious. And inside that unconscious, there's a particular region Jung called the shadow. The shadow is everything in you that has been rejected, shamed, suppressed, or simply never allowed to see the light of day. This includes the parts you're not proud of: anger, envy, jealousy, desire for power, selfish impulses, fear, shame, old wounds you don't want to feel again. But here's what most people don't realize. Your shadow also hides your buried strengths. Your natural leadership, your courage, your intensity, your ambition, your capacity to say no and mean it, your sense of deserving more than the life you were given. Everything you learned was too much, too selfish, too arrogant, too different, was often pushed into the shadow. And here is the key point. What you push into the unconscious does not disappear. It acts from the dark. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So, when you say, I don't know why I quit whenever I'm close to succeeding, I don't know why I never follow through, I don't know why I always choose the wrong person, the wrong deal, the wrong habit. There is a reason. It's just not on the surface. Your shadow is operating like a hidden program, quietly shaping your decisions, your fears, your limitations, and above all, your upper limit for how much success, love, and visibility you allow yourself. You do not fail because you are weak. You fail because a part of you is afraid of what happens if you win. Let's make this concrete. Think about how many times you were right there. You had an opportunity, you had the information, you had the talent, you had the plan. And still, you procrastinated, you forgot, you overcomplicated, you created drama, you numbed out. Then afterwards, you came up with a nice explanation. It wasn't the right timing, I was too busy, I wasn't ready yet, something unexpected happened. But if you look honestly, you've said some version of that many times before. That repetition is not random, that's a pattern, and patterns are how the shadow speaks. Jung saw the shadow as predictable. It doesn't sabotage you randomly. It uses the same strategies over and over, especially when you're getting close to real change. Let's expose some of the most common ones. As you listen, don't just think, oh, that's interesting. Ask yourself, where is this happening in my life? If it stings, it's probably yours. 1. Fear of being seen. You say you want more followers, more clients, a bigger audience, or just more recognition in your field. You plan to post regularly, to speak up, to show your face, to share your ideas. But the moment you start getting attention, you slow down. You forget to post. You disappear for weeks. You avoid opportunities that would put you in the spotlight. On the surface, you say you're overwhelmed or busy or taking a break. Underneath, your shadow has linked visibility with danger. Maybe as a child, every time you stood out, you were criticized, mocked, envied, or punished. So your nervous system learned being noticed is not safe. Survive by staying small. Now, every time your dreams require visibility, your shadow pulls the emergency brake. Not because it hates you, because it thinks exposure equals threat. 2. Guilt for surpassing others. Imagine you grew up in an environment where no one around you had money, no one chased big dreams, or those who tried were judged, envied, or cut down. In that environment, success becomes suspicious. So, when you start to rise, financially, professionally, emotionally, something in you whispers, if I go too far, I'll leave them behind. If I win, I'll betray where I came from. If I grow, I'll no longer belong. This is unconscious loyalty. Your shadow chooses belonging over becoming. So you delay, you downplay your talents, you undercharge, you keep your dreams half-built, not because you can't do more, but because some part of you refuses to abandon the tribe, even if the tribe is people who don't want to change. Your sabotage is, in a twisted way, an act of loyalty. 3. Addiction to potential, fear of reality. Some people build their entire identity around being the smart one who never had the chance, the misunderstood genius, the person who could be great if they wanted to. As long as your dream stays a dream, it's perfect. It can't be criticized, it can't fail, it can't disappoint. The moment you actually try, your fantasy has to confront reality. Real results, real limitations, real feedback, real criticism. So the shadow protects the myth. I could have done it if I'd really tried. That way, you never have to risk discovering that your performance doesn't match your fantasy. You stay married to your potential and never commit to action. 4. Fear of discovering your true limits. There's a brutal fear that almost no one admits. What if I give everything I've got and it still isn't enough? As long as you don't fully try, you can keep believing, I'd crush it if I really focused. I'd be unstoppable if I just had time. I'd succeed if I really cared. Not trying is your insurance policy. It protects your self-image. Your shadow says, better to fail by not trying than to try and confirm your worst fear, that you're average or worse, not good at all. So it keeps you stuck in half-effort, half-commitment, half-hearted attempts. Just enough to say you tried, never enough to truly test yourself. These are not personality defects. They are old survival strategies. They once made sense in the past, but now they are destroying your future. To change them, you can't just push harder or repeat affirmations. You need to understand Where did your shadow learn that success is dangerous? Section 2. Where your shadow was born. Your shadow did not appear out of nowhere. It was shaped by experience, especially early experience. As a child, you didn't have the power to question your environment. You couldn't think, my parents are limited, or my teachers are projecting. You only had one conclusion available. If something bad happens to myself, something must be wrong. So, if you were punished or shamed for expressing anger, you learned to bury your anger. If you were called selfish for having needs, you learned to disconnect from your needs. If being ambitious made you uncomfortable, you learned out got you mocked or excluded, you learned to hide. Your nervous system